Hi there, Nancy Reeves here, your fundraising coach. I provide leaders of nonprofits with a roadmap to raise more money through major gifts. Nonprofit leaders, let me ask you a question. How do you get board members to support your fundraising efforts? I recently sat down with a board member who resigned from a nonprofit board. She was frustrated because she was only being asked to sell tickets to events, nothing else. She had shared how she was willing to make introductions to potential donors. Without question, she is passionate about the mission and wants to be utilized for her connections in the community. She did not want to spend her time only to sell $250 tickets to her friends so they could sit at her table at the event. Get this. She shared that she was interested in putting the executive director in front of individuals, corporate decision makers, and foundation heads who could provide $1,000 to $1 million in support. She could do that. Unfortunately, after many failed attempts to be more engaged, she resigned. Before I continue, make sure you subscribe to my weekly insights by clicking here. That way you won't miss out on any fundraising tips and any upcoming program offerings. This story of the board member resigning is unfortunate. In fact, you can prevent this from happening at your organization. First of all, utilize your board members for what they have to offer. Don't waste their time. They are busy people. There may be a mindset shift in order here for you. I want you to think big and ask big of your board members. Ask board members to support your fundraising efforts. You, the executive director or development director, along with the board chair, need to sit down with each board member. Share how happy you are to have them serve on the board. Share the part of the board commitment letter that refers to their role in supporting fundraising efforts, and then show them how. You are the guide. Board members don't know how to help unless you show and tell them. They appreciate your guidance. Remember that engaging board members in fundraising is not only about having them ask people for money. This is where your guidance is important. I'm going to remind you of 6 ways for board members to support fundraising that do not involve asking someone for money. Are you ready? Let's go over these 6 ways. Ask board members if they will, number 1, make an introduction. To be engaged in the fundraising process, let board members know you want to know who they know who has benefited from your nonprofit, and who would be a strong supporter of your mission. Be sure to share the 3-point criteria that I have shared with you to use to identify ideal major donors. You can find that on my website. This will help them think of people who need to be on the donor prospect list. Okay, number 2, invite potential donors to an event or take a tour. You likely have something about your nonprofit to show off. It may be a performance, a showing, a classroom, an artifact, a facility. That helps a potential donor understand your impact and your mission. Better yet, it may be a visit with someone who has benefited from one of your programs or greatly values what you are trying to accomplish. It does not have to be about bricks and mortar. Encourage board members to invite others for a visit. Okay, number 3, contact donors to say thank you for their gift. This is the easiest and most welcoming request of board members. I had high-profile board members on my board. When they called to say thank you to our major donors, the donors were thrilled. I heard about it from the donors for months after the calls. Okay, number 4, share why they support the organization. Have board members submit their story of why they support your organization. Include these stories in your quarterly newsletter. Also, have board members share their stories at events or meetings with potential donors. Allow opportunities for board members to shine and show their enthusiasm. Number 5, host an event at their home. Many board members have beautiful homes or office spaces. Utilize what they have to offer. Let them know you will oversee the logistics for these gratitude and fundraising events. Number 6, which is last, sign letters to potential and current donors. It is very meaningful when a board member adds a handwritten note at the bottom of an appeal, invitation, or gratitude letter. Pull out the people from these mailings and have board members add notes. In summary, utilize your board in the fundraising process. They signed up to serve. They want to help. Watch for unique opportunities for board members to be engaged in fundraising. Be sure to converse often with your board members. One reason is to know what projects they are working on, who they are doing business with, who they are collaborating with, and what unique ideas they have to garner additional support. As a side, I lost a good friend to cancer almost 10 years ago. I have since moved to a new town. If someone who served on a cancer board had contacted me to bring our friends together to help raise money for cancer research, I would have jumped at the opportunity. Time marched on and that opportunity was lost. Watch for opportunities to engage your board. They want to support the organization, but it is up to you to find ways to engage your board members. My goal as a fundraising coach is to help you bring in the big dollars. It takes time, effort, and thought to engage your board, but they are there to serve, to help you. You've got this. If this information resonates with you, like it, share it, tell your staff and others about it. To receive these weekly insights and announcements about my upcoming limited time programs, click here or go to fundraisingmaximize.com. I teach a fundraising system that results in your being more successful with fundraising. Again, that's fundraisingmaximize.com. I look forward to seeing you next time.